Hello everybody! Hello, hello! Hope you've been doing well. Don't worry that there's no audio yet. Hi everybody! Let's see. Hi Simon! Hi, how are you, Kito? Hi Stream Element Spot! Hi Coolside! Hi Butters! Kikyo! Hi Railman! Hi Kitty! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Hope everybody has been doing well. Happy holidays! Today we are going to be checking out Rue Valley. This has been on my radar for a little bit, and they actually, Owlcat Games, well, you can probably see better, but they're in the corner here, actually reached out to me. I believe it's an open alpha, but they reached out to me with a key, so thank you very much to them. I super appreciate it. This might be a bit of a, I did check, it looks like the demo's gonna be about an hour. This might be a shorter stream. Let's see, yeah, no music yet. Is this a sponsored stream? I don't know what counts for sponsored. They just handed the key, they just sent me a key. There's no restrictions or anything. They're just giving feedback. I have to say, I already really like the art design and all the concept art and everything. I don't know who like popularized the sort of like halftone effect. I feel like it's been Spider-Verse. Ever since that, I love that effect. That's our comic book. I think it suits this kind of game. So it's very exciting because I had been keeping my eye on this. I wanted to play the demo anyway. But it is an open alpha, so anybody I think can still go check it out. We are going to give this a shot. Oh, here we go. Oh, sound effect. There we go. Let me know how the volume is, because I couldn't really check it beforehand. Let's see. Define character personality. Decisional, social, emotional. Oh, interesting. Impulsive, resolute, calculated. Introverted, ambiverted, extroverted. You can put hi King, I really wish I could watch. Yes, please sleep. Have a lovely holiday. You're definitely gonna be referencing disco. No, I gave myself a rule. No referencing disco, because everybody, I think, at this point, if they played it, is gonna start using disco as sort of their reference point. So I gave myself a no disco rule. But yes, you have a lovely holiday too, King. Be sensitive, mindful, and different. I wonder, is this based on an actual personality? Personality model. I think the most famous model of personality now is like the MBTI, which is based on some of Carl Jung's theories. But there's also the Big Five, which does have neuroticism on it as well. Impulsive. I was never like big into personality psychology. Let's see, how many points do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's the... How do we want to play it and what would be fun? I do feel like... Okay, it takes 2 and we can switch these. Okay. I do think it'd be fun to be dramatic. Definitely lean more towards introvert. Paranoid could be interesting as well. I can see how like impatient, reckless would work versus like in this you might be forced to say certain things, and in this case you can't say certain things. Want to say or can't say? I mean, I kind of lean... Secretive is interesting. For We're giving ourselves these traits at least. Guilt-ridden. We can at least, like, give ourselves a second one of these, or just not force ourselves, but paranoid, awkward, and dramatic. I don't think we can't have a combo of sinking flat, secretive, reckless, decisional, social, emotional. Let's go guilt-ridden. Oh, I wasn't even reading all these. Is there one for everyone? Hold on. Let's actually read the descriptions. And we have to assign them. You feel neither calculated nor impulsive, but alert and confident. If only you could stay in this state of perfect focus. If only. We're putting ourselves here. You wouldn't really call yourself calculated. You just prefer to think before you act. Yes, you're somewhat calculated, but what's wrong with finding patterns and recognizing connections? Yeah! Yeah. You're neither introverted nor extroverted, and you feel equally fine, completely alone as you do, surrounded by a huge crowd of people. You're barely introverted, you're fine with socializing most of the time, but communication does leave you exhausted sometimes. Oh, interesting. Versus barely extroverted, no time spending time alone, but sharing the highs and lows of life is someone is always preferable. I could see this being like, we get healed in different ways, being alone versus with people. You can endure being in the company of others, but you can't perfectly hide how you really feel about it. You're aware of your emotions and don't pretend they are not important, but you won't let them overwhelm you. I feel like we could have a reset button. For assigning points here, you're not that sensitive, but you're not afraid of embracing emotions, both your own and those of other people. As a somewhat sensitive person, you can easily empathize with others and are prone to surrender to your own emotions. That does sound fun. Being quite a sensitive person, you see life as a struggle, especially when they tell you to just chill. As a highly sensitive person, you recognize life for what it is, a constant roller coaster of joy and suffering, in your experience mostly suffering. If I told you you're hypersensitive, you'd surely burst into tears, and for a good reason. It's the most horrible curse, and there's nobody to blame for it but yourself. And then if we go... You're quite introverted, but you still enjoy being in a crowd sometimes. Two could be considered a crowd, right? As a very introverted individual, you neither enjoy nor know how to communicate with others, especially strangers. Then if we went up to, like, above paranoid, you know you're pretty calculated. You're often overthinking stuff and generally very cautious. You are very calculated, you have a plan, a backup plan, and you'll keep reevaluating and upgrading both of them, even when it comes to tying your shoelaces. You want to be guilt-ridden or indecisive? Or we could just go in between here. Maybe we'll do this and... Paranoid, awkward, dramatic, then if you have a chance to, like, spend skill points. For instance, it's interesting, you, like, don't want to go too high. We'll put it here. There's a proceed button here.
The frenetic sound coming from a century-old clock nudges you back to the present. The stale air perfects the image of the old motel room.
Oh, what a great style. Oh, this looks fantastic. Look at this. Total lack. Oh, you can't see this. Total lack of motivation. Maybe I'll need it has all our stats here and oh, total lack of motivation. Status effect. It's not that you don't want to do all sorts of things. It's more like you lack the capacity to even initiate most of them. What is left of you is a creature driven by its basic needs and quirks. And these, okay, so these are still, we could, for the switch traits, we could click on them, and they did switch. Continue.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
The doctor takes off his glasses, freeing his bushy eyebrows. Just nod.
Mr. Harrow, I'm aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motivation right now.
Continue.
Slight lack of motivation. More like total lack of motivation. You'd rather stay in bed all day instead of attending this joke of a therapy in the middle of nowhere.
Continue.
And we'll surely be coming back to this condition of yours later during our sessions. But for now, I just want you to acknowledge its existence and try to stay aware of it at all times, if possible.
The silence befalls the room. A muffled sound of clanging from the outside only making the moment more uncomfortable.
Blocked by dramatic. I'm fine. Okay. I'll try. Lie.
That's good to hear. Now, in order to keep us focused, I always limit the session length to exactly 1 hour, hence the alarm. However, since this is your first session, I'll allow a few questions, if there's anything.
Why do we have to do this here, in the middle of nowhere?
It may be hard to understand the need for isolation at first, but my methods require complete divergence from the client's regular way of life, as well as temporary distancing from their social groups and circles.
Yeah?
This place is ideal in that regard. However, it's understandable that you need a period of adaptation to both this idea and to your new surroundings.
Continue.
That's also why I haven't asked you to hand over your phone yet. But please don't be alarmed. We'll talk about all of it in due time. Any other questions?
Is another session really necessary? I was hoping this would be a one-time thing.
Mr. Harrow, your case is not to be overlooked. We need to assess the situation carefully.
Your case.
My case?
Not so long ago, nobody cared about what you do. Yet now, suddenly, your business is everyone's business.
This first session is more for you to get acquainted with me and my methods. We have a long road ahead of us. Anything else?
Can you simply state that I'm fine so we can both move on with our lives?
Mr. Harrow, that is out of the question. This is a court-ordered therapy, and both of us could be fined or worse if we don't see it through. And I have my own professional reasons, besides the legal ones. You require help, and I've been designated to provide it. I've never let a client down, and I'm not about to do it now.
He looks away, stern-faced.
All right then. That's it for today.
Through the door, you hear that sound again.
You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Okie dokie. Get up and leave. Next to you is the source of the clangs you heard from inside. A young woman beating up an old vending machine.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
Blows. What have we got here? Okay.
Spit it out already!
Okay, we have Wazdy and Clicky. Oh, always good to have.
Thief.
Right click. We have highlighting.
I'll break you open if I have to.
Not much for a menu yet. Is that a barrier? Okay, no. Mouse is working a little bit better. We're getting there, we're getting there.
Spit it out already.
That's a fun walk cycle.
Come on, you thief.
I never studied much in the way of clinical psychology.
I'll break you open if I have to.
So I can't make much comment on therapy sessions or anything. Okay. Oh, we can talk to her as well. Let's look at the machine
Give me my
first.
coffee, you jerk.
Not coming any closer until the angry woman leaves.
Spit it out already.
Hello. She's pounding the life out of the poor machine. Blocked by total lack of emotion. Talk with her. Could she be here for therapy as well? Who knows? But unlike you, she definitely looks like she needs it. Well, they have to be sent away, okay. Nobody needs to be sent away from their home to this dump, regardless of their mental state. And yet, what is to be done with lunatics like her? Let them rage around freely, yelling and kicking vending machines wherever they go? There must be a better way to help a distressed person. Perhaps you could speak with her, see if you could help somehow. Or is that too much to ask right now? It is. Leave. You can check out the ice machine. The machine isn't suffering. Got a hose? It's coiled like a sleeping serpent. I want to see more. I love this style. There's... The sun still burns as bright as if it was in zenith. Its heat absorbed by asphalt. You won't get far without a car. Blocked by total lack of motivation. Let's go for a walk. There at the road for a while. A feeling of longing and restlessness starts to well up inside you. You can't help but wonder what lies beyond the horizon, beyond the limits of this suffocating desert. But even if you weren't trapped here, you wouldn't go. You may long for a sense of adventure that comes with being on the road, but all you can do is stare and wish for what could have become of the young man that you once were a long time ago. Hey, Land God, and welcome everybody. We have the stairs. Let's go inside.
Yes, I'm sure.
All the attention of the girl behind the counter is occupied by the ongoing phone call.
Giant donut sign. I have no idea where you are.
She says to her conversation partner, social check. Try to get her attention. It's best to let her make the first move. She'll soon notice you on her own, end the phone call, and ask if she can help you. That's what receptionists are supposed to do. Not surprised that didn't work out. Pretend to look at the leaflets laying on the desk and hope she will address you eventually. You grab a leaflet and stare through it, mentally preparing for the imminent conversation. You either manage to look like you're really here for the leaflets, or she simply doesn't care.
Yes. Now, turn right, and then immediately take a slight left.
Explains to the person on the other side of the call. Awkward. After a few dozen anxiety-filled seconds, you finally realize she's not about to cut her call short just because you happen to show up. Awkward. Move away from the reception desk and stop invading her personal space. I mean, if she's giving somebody directions, that's true. I wouldn't expect her to not. You can sit.
Can you see the industrial compressor sign? No?
I wouldn't expect her to stop giving somebody directions.
No, it wouldn't. We need them today.
This chair looks very old but sturdy. Sit down. A chair's not a bed. Let's be honest, it's better than standing. Phone. Mess with your phone while you wait. The phone bleeps to life with a lock screen that is obviously years old. If it wasn't a collection of pixels, it would be musty with age and neglect. Play a quick match of hyper-casual protagonists while you wait. The first wave of tiny bow-tie-wearing antagonists appear on your phone screen. Touch one of them. You tap the one carrying a golden fork, and he instantly turns into an amorphous purple splotch. A matching splotching sound effect plays at the same time, further confirming that the bow-tie-wearing, golden fork-carrying antagonist is no more. I guess I'm supposed to squash them all. Sigh and continue squashing them. We are passing the time. What if I am an amorphous purple splotch? Minutes pass, but the phone call is not at its end.
No. That would lead you right back to the barricade.
It says to the person on the other end. Sit patiently, doing nothing. The receptionist is still giving directions over the phone and you're getting restless. Back to the phone. You can scroll our feed. Yeah, scroll through your feed to kill some time. We'll teach us about him. You start scrolling through stale memes, boring news articles, beach photos of ex-acquaintances, and poorly targeted sponsored posts. Scrolling some more. In one picture, a grinning middle-aged stranger is apparently showcasing his newest baby. Thanks to a cleverly applied filter, both of them sport donkey ears. In an overly long and arguably racist video, a non-native speaker is repeatedly making embarrassing linguistic errors. They often turn out to be unintentional double entendres. Hilarity ensues. Keep scrolling. Time goes by and the girl at the reception desk is still talking.
All right. I understand. Yes. Bye.
Oh, I was gonna say, we'll be forced into a uncomfortable social interaction, but now you doom scrolled the time away.
Hi. Can I help you? I would have finished the call earlier if I knew you were waiting for me. You're too quiet.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Okay, let's get you into your room.
He says cheerfully.
So, number 6. That's the last one on the second floor. Everything is prepared for you, and this is your keycard.
He raises her hand holding a piece of blue and red plastic. Thank you. Reach out toward the keycard. You stretch your arm politely, hoping she'll hand you the card, but she's completely ignoring your gesture and excitedly waving it around.
I see you're confused by this. You were expecting an old-fashioned key, weren't you? Well, we've decided to modernize for a number of reasons.
Patiently listen to her story?
Actually, one reason, to be perfectly honest. The guests just kept on losing their keys. It was exhausting. And my uncle didn't like the cost of replacing so many locks.
Dramatic. Please! I think I'm dying. You mean it. Your body hurts. Your tormented soul screams for rest. But your fate is in her cruel hands. Now, as is the key card to your room.
Should I, call an ambulance? It might be some time until they arrive, though. There's this protest and...
Just need to get to my room.
Oh. All right.
The disappointment at being cut short is plain on her face.
Here. I'll just need your signature.
Inventory. Blocked by paranoid. Sign the document foolishly without reading it first. Read the document first. They won't get you this way. And don't forget the small print.
Oh, are you a lawyer, perhaps?
Blocked by awkward, blocked by awkward. Awkward. Not really. She's right, you're not a lawyer. So are you kidding? Just sign the darn document and prepare for the unknown consequences. Sign the document begrudgingly.
Thank you for your trust, sir. I'm here if you need anything. Enjoy your stay.
I mean, I normally read when I'm given something to sign. I do normally read through it. I don't think anyone's asked me if I'm a lawyer. Bye! Check out inventory. Room 6 keycard. A simple keycard with Rue Valley Motel and Room 6 printed on it. Our phone. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. And leave. Okay. Still check the desk covered with boring stuff. Can I help you, Mr. Harrow? Leave. No, I really want one of those awkward lines where you start a conversation, just leave. Oh. The colors have been bleached by the sun, but you can still make out the image of an orange setting sun, as well as the words Rue Ballet written above the illustration. Inspect the illustration. The picture is quite detailed, but the colors have been obliterated by the sun, making it impossible to discern the main subject, let alone the finer details. You squint your eyes and try and make sense of the confusing shapes, but everything seems blurred and distorted. However, as you keep looking, you finally start to see a magnificent stage, a ballerina dancing gracefully, a lively group of musicians, and an audience dressed in formal attire. Check out the stage. The stage is adorned with elegant curtains, and a strange chandelier is hanging from the edge of the poster. Inspect the ballerina. A ballerina wearing a tutu stands in the center of the poster, on point, with her arms gracefully extended above her head, almost like she's waving to you. I'm in the orchestra. The varnished wood of the violins is reflecting the orange hues of the setting sun. The curved bodies of cellos stand tall and proud, and the trumpet player holds his instrument with arched back, his silhouette reminiscent of a tree struck by lightning. At the audience, the men appear to be dressed in tuxedos, the women in elegant evening gowns. They seem to be fixed on the stage, their overly stylized faces seemingly expressing a range of emotions from awe to excitement. How did a poster for such a highbrow event end up on a wall of a rundown motel in the middle of nowhere? Something is odd here. Blocked by paranoid. We are forced. Maybe paranoid is the right choice for me. It forces me to see the content. Let's re-examine the poster. You step back from the poster and it suddenly hits you. The heavily damaged letters at the top read Rue Valley, not Rue Ballet. As you look at the illustration again in disbelief, you start to realize that what you thought was a ballet performance is in fact something completely different. Let's check out the stage again. The stage is but a desert landscape, with orange sand dunes and a rocky mountain range in the background you mistook for the curtains. The chandelier that you saw is just an embellishment on the poster's border. Like the ballerina? The ballerina is a group of people huddled together with their hands raised, their movement blurred by the damage to the poster. Examine the orchestra. The musicians are in fact a group of disfigured trees and cacti, their branches angled in a way resembling different instruments. Take a look at the audience. The audience is a cluster of inanimate boulders, their shapes distorted to resemble people sitting and making gestures. You shake your head in disbelief, feeling a mixture of confusion and embarrassment. The realization that you've been looking at a distorted and damaged illustration of a desert landscape all this time, instead of a fancy ballet performance, makes you feel like a fool. Let's see. Don't want to do dramatic or paranoid here. Paranoid brought me here. I knew something was off. They're trying to gaslight me, making me question my own reality. Precisely. Dr. Fink probably designed and put up this poster specifically to produce these thoughts in your mind and making you rely on him for help, keeping you here forever. Paranoid, that's it. Mystery solved. Leave. I like that animation. Let me see that again. Oh, it's way more calm going down. What was it at the end? When MafreiDog was a puppy. Yeah, there we go. A tiny puppy. She learned to go up the stairs before down the stairs, but I can imagine going down the stairs a little scarier for a little doggy. The paint is peeling from the wood of the door, but number 6 is new, shiny, and chrome. Unlock the door with your keycard. A tiny green dot of light shows up near the knob. The door is unlocked. Enter. You can't let me near a halftone brush in an art program. I just want to stick it everywhere. Your suitcase itself. Hundreds of strangers have slept in this bed, leaving behind flakes of dead skin. Still, you can't wait to jump into the sheets and contribute to the collection. Ew! Talk about it like that? Unfortunately, between you and the object of your desire, on the folded sheets lies a dusty suitcase. Your suitcase, the smallest one you own. Blocked by total lack of motivation, open the suitcase. I can't deal with this now. Put it away. Yeah, it's such a chore. But the more you prolong it, the worse it will get. If you don't unpack now, it'll feel ever harder and more pointless to do it later. Step by step, a simple act of unpacking will become an insurmountable burden. Even thinking about it will make you feel weak and powerless. Do you really want to crawl back into that deep black pit? It's my destiny to repeat this vicious cycle of misery and regret. Put the suitcase away. Well, living out of your suitcase is the surest way to feel transient. This way you can at least continue telling yourself that the therapy will be over soon. And now that the suitcase has been dealt with, this motel room is officially your home. More like a prison. Well, now, you could describe it that way too. Got the chair. Let's check out the bathroom. Got a sink. There's so many dark patches that this can barely be called a mirror. Small cup is on the shelf. Get the mirror. The mirror splotches make interesting patterns on your face. They conceal a dark circle here, a mole there, a patch of wrinkles. A mole? Could it be skin cancer? The good old mole under your left eye. It's been with you as long as you can remember. Yet still. Has it grown in size a little? Changed its color, perhaps? Pretty sure it has. Perhaps you are imagining it, or it might be too late to be worried about it, and you'll die in a matter of days. In the mirror again. A stranger who looks exactly like you is staring you straight in the eye. Eve. You make it sound so funny, but all this stuff is kind of sad, or am I wrong? No, it is sad. Absolutely is. This armchair looks exactly like the one in Dr. Fink's room. It looks like it for now. Oh, just put the suitcase on the side. Not even... Sometimes there's like a little... I don't know what you call it. A stretcher almost that you can put your suitcase on. Hotels. Oh. There's nothing you care about on the other side. Locked by paranoid. Lock the door from the inside. I get to go to bed now. Despite the tight sheets and crisp-looking pillow, the bed reeks of dust and age. Fall onto the bed, risking breaking it. Crawl into the bed. Yeah. It creeps and squirms as you crawl into it. You try to make yourself comfortable, but the overly soft mattress swallows you up. As soon as your head touches the rough pillow, though, tiredness overwhelms you. Coming to this nowhere motel to attend therapy you don't need has drained you both physically and mentally. You are desperate to get some sleep. Yet after weeks of wakeful nights, you know it won't come easy. Mess with your phone. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. Well, yeah, we won't get like melatonin suppression as long as there's other lights on. I hope. I don't actually really know how that works. Let's doom scroll again. Scroll through your feed. That always makes you feel drowsy. You start scrolling, but every post looks like you've already seen it before. Same old, same old. Oh. Answer the phone without checking who's calling. Let's check who's calling. The screen simply reads unknown number. You feel betrayed by your own phone masking the identity of the mysterious caller. We can't answer an unknown number. Could be anyone. Put it on silent and ignore it. You silence your phone as the mystery of the caller's identity gently teases you. Well then, back to the phone. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. Quartz, hello! I like your icon. It's important we'll call back exactly. Exactly, or leave a message. We gotta play another quick match of hyper-casual protagonists. As soon as... the mixing is a little loud on this one. I'll turn it down just for a second. As soon as the first wave of tiny bow tie wearing antagonists appear on your phone screen, an uneasiness starts building inside you. Playing this game right now, for some reason, it feels unsettling. This was supposed to be relaxing. It's not your fault, you're simply too nervous to play a stressful game like this right now. Eventually, bored and tired of looking at the tiny screen, you put your phone down, finally admitting it won't help you sleep. Just close your eyes and hope sleep will come. For a precious moment, there's only darkness and silence. Your mind refuses to calm down. And soon your thoughts start chasing each other in circles. That feeling. Oh. What do we have here? From the blur of half-formed memories and impressions, an image of the receptionist emerges. You're desperately trying to catch her attention, but she's completely engrossed in the ongoing phone call. We're gonna ruminate on all the... I mean, if this were me, I would ruminate on the things I said and be embarrassed about them. Even though I know in reality, people probably don't even remember. Pretend to look at the leaflets laying on the desk and hope she'll address you eventually. Chatty receptionist. What a pathetic attempt at acting. Or were you a bad actor on purpose? Hoping she'd take pity on you. Unexpected call. Hear a familiar sound. Oh, I can turn it back up again. You hear a familiar sound. It's your annoying ringtone, the one you promised yourself you'd change ages ago. Put it on silent and ignore it. Unexpected call. Now, why would anyone answer a call from an unknown number? Exactly. Out of the swirling images, the bushy eyebrows of your new psychotherapist emerge, bouncing up and down as he talks.
Still with me, Mr. Harold?
Just nod. Are you conserving your words, or hiding the fact that you just don't have any? I bet it's the latter. You have survived the first session with your court-assigned psychotherapist. Despite your effort to act normal, it seems he plans to keep you here for some time. The image of the young woman flashes before your mind's eye. She's punching and kicking the old vending machine. Should she be here for therapy as well? Ignore her. It is what it is. You have nothing to say, nothing to do, just the bare minimum. That's that, and this is this. Vending machine vandal. A young woman apparently holds some kind of grudge against the vending machine in the motel's parking lot. Your consciousness keeps spinning around, or as your consciousness keeps spinning around, the carousel of recent experiences turns into a cyclone of painful memories, repressed thoughts, and strange images. About a few more. Desert. You find yourself walking through a desert. Your eyes are fixed on the guide in front of you, and your feet are trying to keep up with their steady pace. But the distance between you keeps growing until the guide becomes merely a dot nearing the horizon. Once you finally admit you can no longer see them, your body collapses onto the cracked earth below. You surrender to the bittersweet feeling of hopelessness and decide, this spot will be your grave, and the sun, your executioner. But it will be no swift act of mercy. No, you will be tortured and tortured, and kept wishing for it all to just end. Look up at your headsman. As you gaze at the sun, green and purple after images start appearing on your eyelids every time you blink. And the sun keeps staring back at you relentlessly, without the slightest intention of ever moving away from its zenith. While walking through the endless desert, You couldn't keep up with your only guide and accepted a slow, painful death under the merciless desert sun. Attic. You're desperately searching for something in the dark, dusty attic full of broken furniture and random clutter. You don't recall ever being here before, but you know it's the attic of your own house, and every piece of old junk that you stumble upon feels somehow familiar, although you cannot recognize any of it. Just turning it down a tiny bit again. Searching behind the pile of crumbling decades-old books. Or search behind. You carefully move the pile to the side and discover another pile of even older books hiding behind it. While moving the second pile, despite your care, some of the books simply turn to dust, only for a third pile to be revealed, of books, so ancient you don't even dare touch them. Look below the moldy remnants of a sofa. You look underneath the sofa and only darkness meets your eye. You stretch out your arm reluctantly, but only find dust and dead insect shells. Let's open the chest covered in cobwebs. Inside the chest is a pile of old letters. Can't remember if they are yours, but you know they're not worth reading. Give up. Attic. You've been desperately looking for something in a dark, dusty attic full of broken furniture and random clutter. You don't know what you've been searching for, but you know you haven't found it. The figure of your angry father towers over you. He says, frowning at you in disappointment. That was more than a says. But I didn't do it at the end. The emptiness inside you grows, absorbing one more chunk of yourself. You're falling, condemnation. From the deepest pit of your childhood memories, warped by the tooth of time, an image of your father condemns you for your transgression. Oh. You're connecting. Emancipate the cocooned memories. Why bring back old painful memories? Better to leave them hidden deep inside and forget about them, right? Or are you strong enough to confront them? Bold to commit. Oh no! Not enough willpower. Don't worry. These are not real memories. These are prophecies. More like random neural activity in your brain. Best forget about them. I just know they're important. Could be, but are you strong enough to confront them? Blocked by total lack of motivation. Of course I am. Not yet. The sound of a car engine and screeching tires urges you to open your eyes, bringing you back to miserable reality once again. Oh, status gain thirsty. So now we have total lack of motivation and thirsty. Your throat is as dry as the desert. You're parched. Dehydration ensues. Your body is short on liquid assets. Can't focus. +1 impulsive. Let me have a sip of tea. Reminds me. Your head is still spinning in a whirlwind of uncontrollable thoughts. Your nostrils pick up a curious smell of dust, and your throat is as dry as a desert. Continue. It was foolish to hope you'd fall asleep. Blocked by thirsty, stay in bed. Thirsty, get up and find some water. the sink. Turn on the tap and drink. As soon as you turn on the tap, a horrible smell fills your nostrils. It's like there's a plumbing issue in hell, and all the blocked sewage is feeding directly into the faucet. Then you see the water streaming out of the tap. It's a robust shade of jet black mixed with chunks of silt. I changed my mind. I'm not touching that water. Good. For a moment there, you seem to be drifting back to your old ways. But you don't want to go back. Do we have any other option? Hold on. Oh. Still the chair. You go out now? You grab the knob, but the door won't budge. You gotta unlock the door. Oh. Oh.
God damn it!
You hear the man yell from inside his vehicle. You have good hearing. Or that man is very loud. Even through the tinted windshield, you can feel his frustration. Oh, I really like that. The side of his face is illuminated. Like that. Like the motel sign.
Come on, start, you piece of shit!
He yells at the car. Oh, disappeared. I was gonna be like, let's go pick up the cigarette butt. It'll be an important clue. Judging by the careless driving you just witnessed, the man is either under the influence or another patient of Dr. Fink's. He seems to be in a hurry. In a hurry to break his neck, perhaps? Come to think of it, could that be exactly what he's trying to do? I'd rather not think about that right now. Right, let's find something to drink. Oh, the vending machine. Let's calmly. Or the hose pipe. Ah! Sorry. That was not very becoming of me. You jump as if someone jabbed you in the stomach. I did jump. Continue. For a split second, the whole world was exploding, but it was just a thunderclap, the loudest one you ever witnessed. I did hear a really loud thunderclap once. I thought it was so loud. The house shook, and I thought something nearby had exploded, because it didn't even, like, sound like thunder at that point. It was indescribably loud. I don't think I've ever, like, heard anything like that. This motel have a lightning rod installed? Next time it might hit me. But while you're already thinking about the next strike, your heart is still racing because of the last one. It's pumping, but there's nothing to use this unwanted excess of adrenaline for, so it keeps lingering, eating you from the inside out while you stand alone and thirsty in the middle of an empty parking lot. Coiled like a sleeping Thurston. Exactly! Let's drink. Water is your first desperate thought, but even if the hose was on, You know you wouldn't want to drink what would come out of it. Well, there's ice. Nature is scary. It is. Like, even when you understand thunderstorms, they are, and you're inside, they sound so scary. It doesn't feel right. Hopefully you won't have to melt the ice in your mouth to quench your thirst. I fear there's no other option left. What about the vending machine? Yeah, let's try the vending machine first. The battered machine seems to be decades old, except for a newly installed comically large reddish button. Oh yeah, the radio set. I like that. It's appropriately ominous right now. I was gonna say, if we do have change, press a couple of keys on the pad. The buttons beep, and that's it. This is how vending machines work. No money, no goods. Kick the machine. Check the label on the reddish button. Huh. It reads, "Drinking water for the people of Rue Valley, free of charge, courtesy of Coral Destiny." Oh, so free. Press the reddish button. It's so nice. With a bang and a clang, the machine vomits out a bottle of water. Take the bottle. Item gained. The almost frozen plastic feels slippery in your sweaty hand. You can't wait to drain it of the precious fluid. Let us use. The label on the bottle reads Coral Destiny. Wait, how come the water is for free? Think, man, think! You've allowed yourself to be seduced by the promise of that cool, fresh sip. Stop and ask yourself the important questions. Who benefits from free water? Why would they just give away something of value for nothing? They trying to get us addicted? But you and your whole species are already terminally addicted to water. No, there must be some other angle here. Something that's right in front of you, but you can't see it. You just can't figure it out right now. If I don't drink it, I'll die of dehydration. Either way, it's the end of the road. Drink the water theatrically. Status lost. Thirsty. You rip open the bottle cap and start draining the water until you hold a shriveled plastic husk in your hand. Suddenly, the night sky turns blood red and you feel an infinite scream passing through everything. Unbearable anxiety watches over you. Get away! Status gain, anxious, apprehension. Something's terribly wrong, perhaps everything, and it makes you feel tense and paralyzed at the same time. Deep inner turmoil. +2 calculated. We're overcapped. +2 sensitive. You can't run away from the whole sky on fire any better than you can from your own past. At least I don't have to face it. Close your eyes. Your eyelids connect, and darkness greets you for a mere second. But as always, the carousel of suffering starts spinning immediately. How do I let go of it? That's easily. Simply let go of yourself. What kind of answer is that? What I wasn't expecting is you! The receptionist disappears, and instead the fiery sky begins burning its way through the darkness. cutting several straight, narrow slits in your closed eyes. I want this to stop. Squeeze your eyelids tighter. Well then, keep craving, keep clinging, keep suffering. Have no choice.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Stop the carousel and focus on something else. Surely there's something pleasant to think of instead of this bushy-eyebrowed psychotherapist and this court-mandated therapy. Think of something soothing. But Dr. Fink only seems to become more real. Mr. Harrow, can you hear me? Blocked by guilt-ridden, of course. Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. I am aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motivation right now, and we'll surely be coming back to this condition of yours.
Lack of motivation? That's the least of your worries while your mind is filled with this crushing, overwhelming sense of impending. Wait, you hear that? The muffled sound of metallic clanging from outside diverts your frail attention. For some unknown reason, your heartbeat accelerates, and cold sweat appears in your armpits.
At all times, if possible.
The doctor finishes, apparently expecting some sort of answer from you. Just nod.
Good. Now, in order to keep us focused, I always limit the session length to exactly 1 hour. Hence the alarm.
Continue.
However, since this is your first session... Mr. Harrow, you're shaking. Are you feeling unwell?
Well, you endured the whole session stoically so far. This one moment of anxiety, it could completely ruin your chances of being sent back home anytime soon. Emotional check. Try and act like the stable, well-adjusted person that you are. You open your mouth with the intention of convincing him that you're fine. The stress is too high to control, and it instantly overwhelms you. Cry our heart out. Your face wrinkles in spasm, and tears burst out of your eyes suddenly, as if a pressurized canister full of ocean water has been ruptured by a stray bullet.
It's all right to let it out.
You recognize great compassion in his voice. Gradually, sob by sob, calm down, and your breathing slows down to its usual tempo.
There are tissues on the table if you need them.
Wipe your tears using your sleeve.
Feeling a little better? Good. May I ask, how is your sleep these days?
I haven't slept in months.
Is that so? Well then, if you happen to have trouble falling asleep tonight...
He opens his hand, revealing a single purple pill lying on his palm.
There's no reflection in his glasses. Behind them, a pair of bushy eyebrows.
Reach for the pill.
Remember, what I'm giving you is a mild, non-prescription herbal hypnotic drug. Nothing more.
Can you tell me what it is? Take the purple pill.
Hopefully, it'll help you calm down and get some rest tonight. We'll continue tomorrow. All right then. Now, you only need to pick up the key card for your room, and I'll call the reception to make sure everything is in order. Sounds good?
Thank you. Wait, can we... Oh, there's another... Oh! I wanted to see the other door. The The source of the clangs is a young woman beating up an old vending machine. For some unknown reason, looking at her makes you feel even more nervous. Why am I so agitated all of a sudden? You must have gotten lost in thought for a moment while the doctor was speaking. It couldn't have possibly happened more than a couple minutes ago, but it feels like an hour has passed since. And then the sound of that old alarm clock awakened you from a daydream you can't remember. This overwhelming tsunami of dread has appeared out of nowhere. Are we not aware of the looping? I mean, we could be aware and just not, like, figured it out. Just think it's some sort of disassociative event. Anxious apprehension. Take a moment to calm yourself down. You point your gaze towards the endless, unmoving desert. It's calm in the distance. But not so much right here, as the machine-hating woman keeps hitting it violently. Maybe... Can't go back in. Just get away from her.
I'll break you open if I have to.
Giant donut sign. I have no idea where you are.
All the attention of the girl behind the counter is being hogged by the ongoing phone call.
Yes. Now turn right, and then immediately take a slight left. Hold on, I've got someone on another line.
Presses a button on the phone.
Hello, reception. What can I do for you, Dr. Fink?
She raises her eyes and looks at you.
Okay. Yes, he's here. Of course, no problem.
Oh, the timeline has changed. In an instant, the realization dawns on you. Because of your crying outburst at the end of the session, Dr. Feng must have just warned the receptionist of your condition. Crying has changed the timeline. Who knows what repercussions this could have? Avert your eyes. As he touches the button again.
Hey, listen. I have to go now, so let's... I know. We'll have to manage without it today. I know. Sorry. Bye.
Have to manage without it today. Maybe that's the free bottles.
Hello, Mr. Harrow. How are you? Are you ready to check in?
We should cry more, apparently. Oh, we have like max sensitive. And max calculated. Now that we know that this is the solution to all puzzles, I think we should be able to use this knowledge.
Everything is in perfect order. Don't you worry a bit about anything.
Sorry.
Apology accepted. Okay, let's get you into your room.
Continue. Her voice is full of enthusiasm.
So, number 6. That's the last one on the second floor. Everything is prepared for you, and this is your keycard.
This time, let's nod and wait for her to put it on the counter.
I see you're confused by this. You were expecting an old-fashioned key, weren't you? Well, we've decided to modernize for a number of reasons.
But the future refused to change.
You must be very tired. Perhaps I'll tell you about it some other time. It's a really interesting story.
I'm looking forward to hearing it sometime.
Here, I'll just need your signature.
Let's read the document first. Hey, we have read this.
Oh, are you a lawyer, perhaps?
Not really. Let's sign the document begrudgingly.
Thank you for your trust, sir. I'm here if you need anything. Enjoy your stay.
Bye-bye. Look up the chair. Can we look at the bill? Dr. Fink told you to take this pill if you have problems falling asleep. You don't know what's inside. Can you really trust him? That's a good point. Put the pill back. Oh, and we can also see the window.
Yes.
The relentless dirt has smudged and stained the glass.
Immediately take a slight left.
Let's head back to our room. Windows were selectable earlier. Good to know when I missed them. Oh, we can run? Oh, there we go. Okay, so double click. Let's unlock the door. Maybe we'll try and unpack this time. Your dusty suitcase, the smallest one you own, is lying on the folded sheets. Even thinking about unpacking right now is making you feel terrified. Why am I afraid of unpacking? Perhaps you're scared of what you might find inside? Or maybe worried that by unpacking you accept that you're going to stay here for some time. What could be inside? You. Oh, are we Eugene? Come on, Eugene, just open it. Just put the suitcase away without unpacking and lie down. Perhaps I could relax a bit in the armchair instead. I guess it would reveal certain things by what we packed. Let's sit down. Since your buttocks touch the frayed armchair seat, tiredness overwhelms you. Coming to this nowhere motel to attend therapy you don't need has drained you physically and mentally. All you want is to sleep, but a nerving restlessness is gnawing at you from the inside, like a colony of termites munching on a piece of dead wood. Stare at the suitcase. What a pitiful, inert object. Full of my stuff. Stuff, clothes, phone charger, toothbrush. Might as well be empty. But it isn't. It won't ever be without your help. Close your eyes and hope sleep will come. For a precious moment, there's only darkness, but images start flashing quickly without your consent. A veritable carousel of impressions and experiences. Oh. What? Okay, we have the phone ringing again. Check who's calling. Unknown number. You feel betrayed by your own phone masking the identity of the mysterious caller. Well, I guess this counts as them calling back. Let's answer the phone.
Hello, sir. Am I speaking with Eugene Harrow?
The line crackles heavily, as if the man is speaking from the distant past. That's me!
Well, Mr. Harrow, I am so pleased to have finally reached you. My name is Percy Rugger, and I'm a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. We'd like to offer our help regarding your case.
My case?
Well, if my information is correct, you have recently been unjustly forced to participate in a treatment which, in our opinion, may have consequences not aligned with your best interests.
Yeah?
Now, I'm sure you're quite concerned about it, Mr. Harrow, but don't worry. We're here to help you regain your rights.
Are you referring to my psychotherapy here in Rue Valley?
Mr. Harrow, let me be frank with you. I have no idea where this true valley of yours is, but we will work together to put an end to this undue response to your, well, unique situation. I mean, we have only known each other for a couple of minutes, and I can already see what a strong-willed individual you are. You know what you want, and nothing will stop you from getting it. So, I presume you're ready for the next step in our cooperation.
Well, do I have to decide right now? It's all happening so suddenly.
I I completely understand what you're trying to say, Mr. Harrow. To make things easier for you, I'll simply write down your general consent here and forward your case to my colleagues in our paralegal department. They'll contact you shortly. Well, Mr. Harrow, it was a colossal pleasure talking with you. Tschüss.
Continue? Before you have a chance to say anything, the phone line is already dead. At least now you know you're not the only one who realizes the absurdity of this mandated psychotherapy. Let's close our eyes again. Now we have more. Darkness surrounds you once more, but the images return, flashing quickly without your consent, a veritable carousel of impressions and experiences. Hey, so we still have these ones. Judging by the careless driving you just witnessed, this man is either under the influence or another patient of Dr. Fink's. He seems to be in a hurry. In a hurry to break his neck, perhaps? You saw a strange man entering a car and carelessly driving away. When did this happen? This evening, but later. For a split second, the whole world was exploding, but it was just a thunderclap, the loudest one you ever witnessed. Does this motel even have a lightning rod installed? Next time it might hit me. But while you're already thinking about the next strike, your heart is racing from the first one. The loudest peal of thunder you've ever heard rings out as lightning strikes the motel. Suddenly, the night sky turns blood red, and you feel an infinite scream passing through everything. Unbearable anxiety engulfs you. Get away! You can't run away from the whole sky being on fire any better than you can from your own past. The night sky turned blood red, and an infinite scream passed through everything. And suddenly, everything happened again. Everything again, but nothing after. I also have our unexpected call. You received a phone call from Percy Rugger, a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. You have to... Oh. The meaning of what you've just experienced is still hard to grasp. Is this some weird deja vu? The memory seems so real, and yet, these things clearly never happened. Have you gone completely mad? And they were right to send you to Dr. Fink? But what if the careless driver really does show up? What if lightning actually strikes the motel, and the night sky turns red? We have our connection. Memory or fantasy? How could you remember something that is yet to happen? And again, why would you imagine events so specific? Not enough willpower. You have so little willpower. You want to get up and find out if these strange memories will play out in reality, or if all of it is the fever dream of a lunatic. And yet, you can't. It's all too much. All you really want to do is forget you ever had these weird visions. Forget about being here. Forget about the incident. Stay in the armchair forever. I guess we can mess with our phone again. Let's play a quick match of hyper-casual protagonists. Let's squash these. Yeah, we've done these ones before. Let's doom scroll. Same old, same old. And close our eyes again. As soon as you close your eyes, the images return, chasing one another. Can't seem to calm down until at last you open your eyes again. There's nothing else to do but swallow the purple pill. Swallowing a pill without any water is not a pleasant task, true, but getting up only to get some water definitely feels like too much of an effort. Force the pill down your throat. Using saliva as a lubricant, you help the purple capsule find its way into your stomach. You have no idea how long it will take until the effects kick in. There's nothing to do but wait. Close your eyes again. Expect the images to return again at any moment. But gradually, your thoughts begin to slow down, and your consciousness lightens its feverish grip on you. No fear. Status lost, anxious apprehension. Was it the purple pill? Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Embrace the sweet relief. This music doesn't feel relieving. Like a leaf on the wind, you're tossed this way and that. What is this? A tiny spark of light seems to have taken root deep inside you. Has the light been spread even here? It must have broken away from that mighty forked bolt of the brightest lightning you ever saw earlier. A spark still without a shape, still without purpose, but full of potential. The sound of the loudest thunder jerks you out of your slumber. Status lost, total lack of motivation. Willpower gain. Sometimes all it takes is a spark. Bead of light. The speck of energy, now fully grown, is pulsing in your chest. You remember this feeling. When you finally recognize what it is, your pathetic attempt at forgetting about what you experienced earlier is shattered. Can we? Well, to commit. Intention acquired. We have to find out if the careless driver showed up again. You must know if the sky will really be set ablaze. You need to see if everything will happen again, and if it does, you need to remember. Get up. Come on, man. Come on, Eugene. Oh! Can we go? The rain is slackened off, and you see nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing you could put your finger on. If the careless driver visited the motel, he surely left already, while you were sleeping. Yet, as you exit the room, the hair rises on the back of your neck, and an eerie sensation takes hold of you. Investigate strange occurrences. Glance toward the parking lot. We also have... Oh, this is our task. We have this like little... I wasn't sure if it was part of the room earlier. We have this little diamond above our head. It's our task. Actually, motivation point. You have a tiny crumb of willpower, but unless you use it to commit to a goal... I'm trying to see, so... Okay, so... Okay, I see, I see. So I guess we have like pips. That's our motivation point, and then we can assign tasks to them. So we only have the energy to really focus on one at a time at the moment. I see. Glance toward the parking lot. We see the cigarette butt. We stare at the reflections on the wet, dark asphalt. The memory begins unfolding in her mind again. He enters the car, starts the engine. And then he hits the transformer while driving in reverse, smashing his rear light before driving away in a cloud of smoke. Oh yeah. If this really happened, you may be able to find some evidence down there. That's right. The cigarette butt, the most important piece of evidence. In any kind of game. Besides, like, a matchbook. As you come closer to the transformer, you immediately notice a couple of red plastic shards. Look at the shards. There are several small ones scattered all around, translucent triangles and rhomboids. The largest of them is lying right next to the transformer, shiny and wet, boldly staring at you from the dirty asphalt. Let's inspect the largest shard. The shard is obviously part of a broken taillight. This means he's been here already. There's no other option. Let's ignore paranoid for now. I knew I'd find something here, and I did. So it has to be true. Intention completed. Everything happened again. And then before you can wrap your head around all this, the skies are once again set ablaze, exactly as you remembered, only confusing you even further. What will happen now? Will you find yourself back at Dr. Fink's office in a moment? Will you remember anything? Or was this a one-time thing and the evening will now continue as if nothing happened? Befuddled, you cast your gaze on your wristwatch. It's 8:47 p.m. Only 47 minutes? The frenetic sound of the alarm nudges you back to the present. We still have our tasks, and we still have our motivation point, the most important. Continue.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Wait, don't answer him. He's only trying to confuse you, make you forget.
Mr. Harrow, can you hear me?
You need to remember. To remember? Yes, there's something very important. The muffled sound of metallic clanging from the outside interrupts your train of thought. And suddenly the image of a young woman punching and kicking the old vending machine emerges in your mind. Like the first rock in an avalanche, it's inevitably followed by others, and more memories start emerging. The receptionist, the thunder, the mysterious driver, and finally, that of yourself, standing in front of the transformer under the fiery sky, hoping you won't forget everything again. Hold to wrap up. Intention completed. As you struggle to put the memories in correct order, your mental fog dissipates, and two simple words form on your lips. Very genre savvy. Time loop. We're in a time loop. It seems as if you're trapped in some sort of time loop where the same 47-minute... Oh! Dr. Fink's voice pulls you back to the old motel room. That's pretty good. Continue.
I don't think I follow, Mr. Harrow. Would you care to elaborate?
That was good. Round and round we go. Please fill out our alpha survey. I can do that. Not on stream, but I should do that. We'll leave this up for a moment. Let's see. I guess the highlights for me were definitely the art style and the animations, particularly for Eugene, I guess, our main character. His funny animations. That I love the like going up the stairs. Love the aesthetic. Just love the way everything looks. Color palettes. Everything about it. Very well done. Definitely be looking forward to how it'll be expanded. Yeah, so I guess the sort of question is, and again, we're alpha. This is alpha, so very early. But sort of, I can see good audio design aside from the audio balancing. Yeah, I turned it down for everyone. It's hard to gauge how much variation there is so far, though. Yeah, because of course I only played it once. Like, I'll probably check out how somebody else plays it, because I played it with like paranoid and drama. I do find it's an interesting choice to like start with. I was sort of not concerned, that's too strong a word at the beginning, playing like a demotivated protagonist, because that's something where I can see people getting frustrated with, when you just want to be able to do things, but honestly it didn't last that long, and I like how we got over it. I mean, I don't think it's like a full getting over, but I like the sort of like feeling of disassociation, and then sort of lightning becomes a spark. And you become inspired to investigate. And there's a lot of seeds being sort of planted, of course. There's whatever the incident was. I like the mention of a protest. 47 minutes does not feel... Yeah, well, again, alpha, so I can't tell like what they're planning on doing, what's to be added. For instance, I do feel like there should be some explanation about how checks work, because I had no sense of how likely something was to fail or not. I mean, I was expecting stuff to fail, but it would have been nice to like see our modifiers, for instance. I don't know what we're trying to roll for. I'm sure those were set at that point to fail, but I would like to know like how impossible they were to pass. The same thing. Maybe after this could happen after the prologue, because I don't imagine our protagonist paying attention to the time very much. But like in some sort of clock in the corner, for instance. So I think that will become very important if we're really trapped within 47 minutes. What's a really tight time frame? That's interesting. Compared to like what I think of normally with time loops. Normally they're like a day or something? A few days? There's not a lot of margin for error, you'd think. Which is why... Although I can imagine this being like maybe we hit like certain points and then we get like a save point there, and like maybe the time, we'll get more time. Because we're in the evening. But it's hard to... Oh yeah, there's that one game that was 12 minutes for the loop. Yeah, I watched a playthrough of that. Yeah, 12 minutes makes sense, but wasn't it like closer to real time? I can't we're not going there. Yeah, so it's like as a pique your interest demo, excellent. But of course, I have questions about like what's the overall gameplay like? 'Cause I like investigating. Time loops are good and interesting. Carrying over your knowledge is super interesting. But I need a better sense of the mechanics. I do think there's some UI that could be cleaned up. Like our sort of like motivation point. It wasn't super clear. But I definitely like. It'll be interesting. So more sort of transparency when you're choosing your sort of traits at the beginning. Because you are sort of forced into, I guess, making negative, and if there's some ways to like alleviate the more negative aspects of these certain traits. Yeah, some of the UI elements are overlapping. You have to keep your cursor on it. The other thing I didn't super, I was having a lot of trouble with the like WASD controls. I would start walking and stop quite suddenly. Please fill out the alpha survey. I will do that, and I'd be interested if other people play it, if they could come back. I'll check some other people's playthroughs because I'm really curious. I'd be interested in hearing more about the thought process for deciding like that whole personality spectrum. I feel like stuff that borrows from psychology is super interesting to me. But I'm always like cautious about how it's used. But I did kind of like, I'd be interested. I was interested in like the sort of, even if it wasn't like it was herbal medication, but you know, I think it is worth saying that like medication, it's a tool. It can be helpful. You have to like figure out what works for you. But using it as sort of a tool for improvement and not necessarily like the all fix all. I think some people have like strong negative feelings towards like medication and such, so I'm always like pro educating people about it. But I'm not super well versed in, I never took clinical or anything. Psychology is scary, medication too. No, it's all neurotransmitters. People work very hard to make sure we can all live better, fulfilling lives. It's interesting. So I'll be interested how they sort of like treat this topic. I couldn't really get a sense of the. There's one sort of trope I really hate that kind of pops up in video games. I think it's like less used now, but it's like the scary mental asylum. Ugh. So I was a little sensitive how we sort of like treat these fillers, because they should be. To be fair, I don't know if therapists are allowed to write you a prescription, let alone give you something in their office. Yeah, I don't know the rules for that. It depends. What did he say? Is he psychotherapy? It depends if you're. I'm sure it depends. I wasn't sure where this is actually set. I meant to ask. There was a flag in the office, but I couldn't really tell what it was. It would depend if you have a doctorate. Also, not tell you about the medication. Yeah, exactly. That was a little. I was like, can I have a bottle with the name on it? And then I can ask the pharmacist. They usually don't have pills on hand. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are for making you show up at a motel in the middle of nowhere and confining you there, but psychiatrist prescribes medication. Exactly. yeah, I was like, where's the set? It would just be like a made-up place where the rules are different. It doesn't seem like a normal thought. That's where I'm like apprehensive, just because it's I want a game to be like positive about healing. So I do not like evil doctor trope very much, but I don't think that's sort of the direction this game is going. I think this is ultimately sort of a game about exploring someone's trauma and psychological state, and hopefully they'll take time, they'll take a loop, or a few, or a lot. We can learn, we can heal. At least that's my vibe. I would definitely be interested to like see how this continues to go. I'd be interested in like another beta demo just to see where they're going with it. I'm just thinking, what else would I like? If it's a very personal thing, but I like, as a streamer, I don't know if it's necessary for all these games, but as a streamer, I do like narrators being voiced. Just because it requires less talking on my part, but it gives me sort of more room for commentary. So I would like to see it. I don't know if it's like, if I was playing it on my own, for instance, I wouldn't super mind it without it, but as a streamer, and it would be like interested with these kinds of choice based decision-making games, I do think do make for fun streams. I would like a voice narration. There was some at the beginning. I like the voice you do. Thank you. I just tend to get worn out. I tend to get worn out faster, and also there's like less room, I feel like, for me to interject. Same issue Disco had when it first came out, where it's limited. I've like dropped into streams or like looked at people playing the original, and like I couldn't have done that streaming with that amount of dialogue, and it's less fun, I think, for the viewer as well. Voice acting can be expensive. That is true. So that's where I'm like, I don't know if it's 100% necessary for the narration, but it's something I would like to, that I would appreciate as a streamer. And then you can also, and there was some at the beginning with the main character. I assume that was the main character's voice as well, whether it's inner voice or not. I don't mind doing like a bit of the narration or choices. I just find it a little harder to jump between commentary and the narration. But that's what I'd call like a more personal. So I'd be interested what other people like sort of thought about that. But yes, I don't know what the voice acting budget or anything is. I played the original, I was kind of flabbergasted how much the Final Cut managed to voice. Yeah, I can't. There's a lot of dialogue in that game. It was the same when I like learned they were voicing Umineko. There's a lot of talking, and like talking that I wouldn't necessarily think would be easy to voice act. I couldn't imagine Umineko without the voices. I mean, I did it. The cackles are too iconic. Well, we had like ahaha.wav. I don't think I've ever said that out loud. Is it WAV or WAV? I know, I definitely, like, for anybody else now, definitely play it, but definitely play it with voice acting, but didn't always. You need to invite friends over to whisper the voices. Recruit my family members. Yeah, I'm just thinking, yeah, main things are love the art style, love the animation, solid writing, interest peaked. Interested to know more about the... Is your sister up for some voice acting? Well, the person I've always wanted, but he doesn't visit it often. Well, it would be my brother. But he doesn't visit. It's never really coincided. But I thought if there was ever like an intervallo when he would be around, grab him to voice some stuff. I think that would be funny. I want... But yeah, I don't know how deep to go with like some of the comments, because I can imagine stuff just isn't implemented yet, like transparency for the skill checks / possible dice rolls, some UI tweaks, and I wanna, oh yeah, wishlist now, should do that. I just want, but yeah, oh yeah, so it's an open alpha, so I think anybody can go check it out. And I just want to sort of understand how the overall gameplay structure is gonna be. But definitely, I was interested before there even was, I was interested before I even knew there was gonna be a demo. I was quite excited to see Owlcat, or who are here, reach out to me. But yes, and I'm sure, I don't know if this is only linked in the game, I'm sure other people can fill this out too. I'm sure it will be useful to everybody. Alright then. Once again, I hope everybody has been having, or will have, a nice holiday. Aiming to do the Christmas intervallo rerun later next week, not when it comes out, but later in the week. That might be it for streams, or the upcoming week. But I hope everybody does well and has a lovely holiday. Oh yeah, and if you didn't see, I commissioned a few more emotes that I put on in a community post. They were just some special. I saw them and I was like, I think these emotions have to be. They must be. They express emotions that cannot be expressed purely in words. Yes, happy holidays everyone, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.